This tower should be underwater. But it is standing. And no engineer has ever been able to fully explain why. Unstable soil, rising seas, storm surge pressure. Any one of these should have been a problem.
A skyline that, by most conventional logic, should not be able to exist here at all.
So how do you actually build something this massive, right where the ocean said it should not go? Let us find out, one doubt at a time.
Before it can stand up to any of the three doubts, this steel has to become something the coast simply...
Every piece of this tower has to survive the same coastline it is about to be built on. This steel is treated specifically to resist decades of salt air and constant moisture, without ever quietly weakening.
Every batch is tested against decades of salt exposure before it is ever approved.
Alongside the steel, these panels are engineered to hold their seal against pressure most glass never has to face.
It has to survive forces most windows would never be asked to withstand.
Each section here is treated less like ordinary construction material and more like something built for a ship.
Before anything is poured, they have to understand exactly what kind of ground they are actually building on, the first of the three doubts, right from the start.
Every crate here is heading toward a coastline that, on paper, made more than a few engineers nervous. Through the exact stretch of coastline everyone was questioning, the material for the answer makes its way in.
The material has arrived, and now it has to answer three separate doubts, one at a time.
The first doubt was simple. Coastal soil this loose is not supposed to hold a tower this heavy.
On its own, they were right. This ground genuinely could not hold what was coming.
So instead of building on the soil, they decided to build straight through it.
Dozens of piles, each one driven down until it hits ground solid enough to actually trust. Each pile has to prove it can carry real weight before the next one goes in.
This cap ties every single pile together into one connected foundation, not dozens of separate points, but one unified base.
Even the connection between the piles gets its own layer of strength.
From the very beginning, this ground gets watched constantly, not just during construction, but for as long as the tower stands.
The first true structure of the tower rises from a foundation built specifically to answer the first doubt.
For every bolt here has to hold up more than steel. It has to hold up an answer to a question people were still asking.
Before a single more floor goes up, the entire foundation has to prove it can carry real weight, everywhere at once.
Every reading comes back exactly where it is supposed to be.
On top of a foundation that the soil itself said should not work, the tower begins climbing anyway.
The formwork climbs the wall on its own, chasing the height, floor by floor.
Floor by floor it climbs, directly above the exact ground that started this entire question.
For the first time, you can see exactly what this entire structure is going to look like.
Hundreds of sensors like this one will constantly monitor exactly how the ground is behaving, for decades to come. Already, this tower is taller than most doubts about its own foundation ever accounted for.
Not every meter of this foundation faced the same soil conditions, so not every meter got the same reinforcement.
Now, the exact question that started this whole doubt can be watched continuously from a single screen.
The soil answered now for the second doubt.
The second doubt was about time. Even if the ground held today, would the sea itself eventually catch up?
So the ground floor itself was never actually planned at ground level at all. This elevation ensures we are well above the projected floodplain.
Every visitor here will actually enter the building well above the water level that anyone is worried about.
Even the sections that do sit closer to the water get sealed, as if they were expected to be submerged eventually.
If water ever does find a way in here, it will not be because this seal failed to be tested.
This wall exists purely to buy decades, a physical answer to a doubt that was really about the future, not today. Before it is trusted with a real tide, this wall has to survive one built specifically to test decades of rise at once.
This station's only job is watching the exact thing the second doubt was originally about.
High above any water level anyone is actually worried about, the tower's interior quietly continues taking shape. Even at golden hour, it is easy to forget that the water beside it has already risen more than most people realize.
Every seam here still passes through very ordinary, very careful human hands.
Working this close to open water, every single day, means safety here is never treated as optional. If the barrier is ever actually tested for real, this system exists purely to buy everyone more time. Here, emergency response is not a formality. It is tested until everyone can do it without thinking. And with that, the tower itself is finally completely whole. Soon this tower will not just defy the rising sea beside it. It will glow above it every single night. After all of this, deep piles, elevated design, and constant vigilance, it stands complete. Even now, the smallest detail is never rushed. Now, the exact concern behind the second doubt can be tracked constantly. From a single room. The rising sea, answered now for the third and final doubt. The third doubt was the most immediate. Soil and sea level are slow problems. A storm surge is not.
A storm surge does not just push up, it pushes sideways, hard and fast. And this bracing
Before it is trusted with a real storm, this bracing has to survive a push built specifically to break it sideways. When a real storm approaches, these panels seal themselves automatically, faster than anyone could manually close them. Every second matters here. The system has to prove it can seal the entire building before conditions actually turn dangerous.
Every panel down here is the exact glass tested earlier, built specifically to survive the storm this doubt was always about.
One panel, an entire lower level of pressure-rated glass still waiting behind it. Even the sway a storm could cause gets its own dedicated countermeasure, hidden high inside the structure.
The moment the sway builds, the damper counters it, automatically, every single time.
Hundreds of sensors like this one exist for exactly one scenario, knowing the instant real storm pressure actually arrives. Even the corners here are reshaped and reinforced. Sharp edges catch pressure, rounded and strengthened ones deflect it. This is exactly the kind of night the third doubt was always about. And exactly the kind of night the design was built to survive. When the storm passes, the work continues exactly where it left off. The real numbers came back almost identical to the simulated ones, and the third doubt just met its actual answer. A third doubt, fully answered, all three, now, standing together.
For the first time, every system built to answer every doubt comes online, all at once.
Every light, checked and working exactly as designed.
From down here, it is genuinely strange to look up at all of this, knowing exactly how many people once doubted it could happen. One by one, the machines that answered 3 doubts at once now leave it behind.
Unstable soil, rising seas, storm surge, all 3 doubts, all 3, now, answered.
Before the public ever sees this building, an entirely separate team arrives.
Every number matches, every calculation, across all 3 original doubts, holds. And
The answer was never actually missing, it just took the right team, checking the right numbers, one more time. It was never magic, but it was 3 separate, thorough answers to 3 separate, honest questions. The very first people to step inside a building that spent years being questioned before anyone even moved in.
From up here, you can actually see every single thing this building spent years being tested against.
Most of them still ask the same question the whole internet asked first. All of them still come to see it standing anyway. And
Within weeks, what once seemed impossible becomes just another part of the daily rhythm here.
1 tower, 3 doubts, and a skyline that, against every early question, simply refused to fall.
Every sunrise now rises over a structure that quietly answered every question it was ever asked.
This is not just steel and glass. This is what happens when 3 honest doubts get 3 honest answers.
It should be underwater. It is still standing, and now, finally, everyone knows exactly why.
This video is created for education and information purposes using advanced AI tools and human creativity. All concepts, scripting, and storytelling are independently developed to ensure originality. Visuals and animations are generated or enhanced using AI technologies such as VO3, Meta AI, and Grok AI, while final editing and post-production and completed using CapCut and other professional editing tools. No external created content has been copied or reused. Any semblance to real-world environments, factories, or processes is purely coincidental. All scenes shown in this video are digitally created and do not represent real footage. This content is produced with transparency and follows YouTube monetization guidelines.